Great. I appreciate you being here. It's okay. I don't get that many views. I look at it like this. I believe in spirituality. And I do believe that people come into your lives for a reason. And I have hope. I am a hopeful person. I look to the future. Yes, I do look in the past sometimes because I that's a part of me, but I don't want to repeat the past. I just want to continue being who I am. And that means listening to my old jams. That means looking at my old shows. Oh, yes. I love my black and white movies. Um, I like movies that make me think, that make me feel something, that I could see myself doing. Now, these movies that all you see is pain and suffering and cheating and lying and killing and all that. I'm like, wait a minute. Now, I've seen enough killing on TV, enough killing and shooting and cheating and sex and whatever, everything bad. I didn't seen it all. I didn't seen enough of it. Now, see, when I was growing up, we didn't see all that on TV. Um, it was very censored. Practically everything was PG. Now PG is like what? Because I'm telling you, I be getting shocked when I be looking at TV with my grandson. That's why these parents gotta watch what their kids is looking at because, and I'm not talking about nobody. I'm just saying, uh, we still get shocked. I was looking at my son was wanted to look at. He liked the Power Rangers. Okay, this is a new Power Ranger. I'm like, when I was looking, I was like, wait a minute, these are some old ass Power Rangers. And I don't know what these people are thinking, but um, um, we was looking at it, and then something happened. It was a car accident or something like that. And the guy got out screaming and hollering, talking about, go save my husband. And I'm like, my son didn't flick, didn't blink an eye, didn't do nothing. And I'm like, I'm trying to check my ears. I'm internally checking my ears. Did I hear what I just heard? I said, okay, let me wait and see. And then the Power Rangers went and got the man, and they ran and hugged. And I'm like, I heard what I heard. Yes, I did. I'm like, wait a minute. Do they got to do all that? And it was just one scene. It's like they just had to put that in there. Now I know that's a part of our world. I can say Earth. That's a part of our world, but TV is supposed to be a place for everybody. I know that, and our kids need to know about the world and what's in the world. Uh, but we still get shocked. It's still a shocking thing, even though they've been doing that since my kids were small. We still get shocked, and I don't know if it's just eternal or if it's just such a big deal, that the government is making it such a big deal about being gay. Don't say gay bill, and no gays in the military, and no gays this, and no transgenders on in the playing with women. You know, you hear that all the time, over and over and over. And I guess eternally, they try not to make people accept it, but you cannot change what who people are. Okay, so uh I don't know how I got on that. But yeah, it's a hurting thing. You know what really hurt me is when I heard that it was trying to delete pictures of people that made big contributions to the armed forces. Why? Why are you deleting pictures of the past? You wasn't even born in. A lot of those pictures came about when you weren't even born. Why are you going back into the past trying to delete people? They really want to delete us, but they can't. I don't know if it's they trying. Oh, don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. They trying. That's why we have to be very careful and diligent out here. And we need to ask and answer this question: what came first, the chicken or the egg? Until we answer that question, we're going to still have children killing their parents. I just read about this happened last week in Mississippi. Why? And I don't understand these kids that when I was growing up and before my time, we had the harshest, strictest, meanest parents you could ever have. Our parents didn't have to worry about going to jail for beating our asses. There was no such thing as child abuse. Maybe that's what the problem is. These parents is too weak, too kind, too nice. I don't know. We never thought about killing our parents. And I had the meanest parents you could ask for. What came first? Mean parents or mean kids? You know? And one thing that I've been asking for a long time, what came first? The jail or the crime? The asylum, insane asylum, or crazy people? I'm wondering. Because, before America became the United States, they didn't have jails. Well, the Europeans did. And I'm just wondering, why did they need so many jails and hells and dungeons and and uh, uh, burning at the stake? And you didn't have all that, especially in African countries and over here. The Indians, they didn't have jails. And what came first? Death or life? Did we come from death? Did we come from life? Did we have shared kindness or the government? Did we need the government to make people get along and to be able to live together? It was the government, I believe, that caused all this division. What came first, slavery or lazy people? Did we have slavery because people were lazy, or did slavery make people lazy? What came first? Pain or comfort? Hate or love? What came first? Love or hate? Now, you should be able to answer these questions without the Bible. Because remember, it was a long time before you had the Bible. Because they didn't write. They didn't have to write. You know, I don't think. I'm not going to profess that I know just because I read it in a book. They put anything in a book, and they do. Yes, they do. And that's something that we miss. By the time a child turns 10 years old, they should have read at least two or 300 books. But we don't do that. You know how hard it is to take the time to read a book to your child? It takes a lot. It's not easy. It is not easy at all. And these men need to step up and start doing more with their kids. I didn't realize it because of the way I grew up. But I see a lot of these neighborhoods and a lot of these parks and everywhere. I don't see enough black men doing stuff with their kids and other people's kids. I know it's a trust thing now. It really is a big trust thing. It really is because I heard my own daughter say it. I don't know why my son was out there talking to that boy's father. I mean, it's a trust thing. And I remember I went to my grandson's track meet, and I seen all the grown men talking, and the kids over there playing. They wasn't intermingling, they wasn't talking to the kids or doing anything with the kids. Why is that? Trust. And I think a lot of our black men are not raised up that way to be helpful. And then it's also the perception that kids, that's their problem, not mine. We are in big trouble. And a lot of these men are not raised with um, intelligent men in their family. A lot of them don't have mentors, don't have people they can look up to. How many of us know a black doctor, a black lawyer, or any lawyer, any doctor, business owner? Yeah. And what we are beginning to learn, well, we should have been new, but we did, but we didn't act on it, is whenever you take something from the government, they can take it back. And we must take control. See, we done lost control. We have really lost control. You know, um, instead of taking control and helping one another. Uh, Strength comes from helping one another. You know, I've been looking at videos about other countries and how they help one another. If you look at one of those videos about the dangerous roads and stuff, and we complain about about our roads, at least if something happened to us on the road, there's a gas station at least within a mile. Some places there's none. You're on your own. These people have to know how. Um, they have to be smart, inventive, and strong-minded. And they have to know a lot without signs. They have high inhibition. They don't have street lights. And they help one another. They, oh boy. And you know what they're doing? They got us going through, oh boy, I'm telling you. They doing all kind of stuff and people is falling for it. They're gonna do this, they're gonna do that. Even though we know they can't, but they got us scrambling around here, making us depressed and and all that, bringing all this anxiety on people. They got us looking over here. They got us looking over here while they doing something over here they don't want us to know about. They good at that. Because they know people. They've been studying us a long time. They have a database on us. They know what to do. And they know who to send certain things to. Because I noticed when Clinton was running against Hillary Clinton was running against that Trump thing, Trump uh I was getting certain things to my feed about Hillary Clinton, like that's supposed to make me feel a certain kind of way. I would just cut it off because I was there. I know the truth. But see, a lot of people wasn't there. They was always talking about Clinton and the crack thing. I was there. I lived through it. I know how bad it was. And it's nobody's fault but ours. I'm not blaming none of that. We all knew that 3 strikes you out thing. We all knew that. But if your stupid ass want to go out there and commit another violent crime, hey, that's what it is. If you don't like it, change it. But no, we weren't smart enough to change it. We were just dumb enough to do it. It was a trap. And we love traps. And a lot of people fell for it. Just like the Hillary emails and all that. They fell for it. And then when he get in the office, he all on his phone. He doing everything. Committing all kind of crimes. Yeah, they know. And it's more stupid people than it is smart people. And that's the way. And they want us even dumber. That's why they're going after our kids' schools. They know they can't change the Board of Education. And and this woman that they got running over the Board of Education, she's going to be working within to tear it down, to make it weaker. They're going to focus on dark skin areas. Not only are they going to make the schools weaker, they're going to make the neighborhoods that the schools are in more weaker and dangerous. That's why they got rid of the PTA. It's and we sitting back letting them do it because we too busy having fun, having a good time, while their kids are being systematically destroyed. Oh boy, the time went forward. Oh, here we go again. Yeah, so some of us still got watches that have to be and clocks that has to be turned forward. Yeah. Yeah. We must take control and stop letting the state-funded institutions help us out. That's why if I ever had any kind of organization, it would not be government sponsored, it would not be government funded, it would not have anything to do with the government. Because they always want to come in there and tell you what you can't do. And these regulations and all this other stuff. When you're trying to help people, people need to know that they can trust you and that you are being truthful. The government, they could up here and say, no, you can't say that. No, you can't do that. You can't. And then they try to tell you, well, you can't have no gays working there. You can't have no transgenders helping the kids and all this other crazy stuff. No, you're not going to tell me what to do. Because I know my agenda and what I want to do. And when they fund these schools, just like he's trying to do now, take $400 million away from a school just because they did something that they didn't like. Even though he can't really do that, his dumbass supporters think he can. And that's a shame that they only hear what their propaganda news channel wants to tell them, want them to know. And then these other channels like NBC and all that, they kind of like in line with that too. They only say what they want to say. That's why they're trying to get rid of AP news and NPR news and all this stuff, because they tell both sides, and we need to hear both sides. Business schools and political institutes, leaders. We need strong leaders in each city. We need drug and alcohol programs in hospitals. We need them more than we need corner stores. But see, the neighborhoods are not trying to demand that. We need to start tearing down these abandoned buildings. No telling what's going on in these abandoned buildings. Homes. We need to remove the abandoned cars. We need more traffic lights. We need more home. We need more town halls. All they talk about is the Republicans, GOP leaders having town halls. Where's our town halls at? We're not having any. Like I said before, I was on one with our councilwoman here, and it was on the telephone. They okay for an hour. How many questions? And then this is what made me so mad about these people. They on the phone, and they know it's a lot of people on there that want to ask questions. I asked the question, but it never got on because it was not in tune with what everybody else was talking about, Trump and what he's doing and all the anxiety and you know cutting Medicaid and cutting welfare and Social Security, and that's what people is mostly concerned about. Talking about it, okay, that's fine, but it's other stuff that needs to be said and dead. Okay, and you're only on it for an hour, and then when they ask a question, they pretty much answering the same way at every question. So when it was my turn to ask a question, I asked. I'm like, I know that the topic is Trump and his hitchman tearing down stuff and firing people and making people depressed. But I want to know what's making me depressed? All this trash and garbage on the street. When is they gonna clean that up? They didn't want to hear that. Where does our tax dollars going to? It is certainly not keeping our neighborhoods safe, clean. Okay? Why do our kids have to walk around in dirty neighborhoods, dirty streets, trash everywhere, abandoned buildings, abandoned cars? Why? Because we accept it. You go by and you can see all these abandoned schools that have been closed. Just there. Why? Why is these people homeless when you got all these abandoned houses? Why they can't have these houses and fix them up and live in them? Because it's a lot of homeless people out there that are smart, inventive. What came first, the chicken or the egg? What came first? Smart people or stupid people? Did the smart people get dumb? I mean, it's um yeah. And I'm gonna talk about something that I don't know happened to run across. I was looking up something, and then I was looking up. I'm starting a group, and I was saying that in my group we're going to be neutral. And then it said that it had an example of using the word in a sentence, and it said Portugal was neutral during World War II. And I'm like, because every time I hear Portugal, I always think about slavery because they really initiated the slave trade. And like, it says Portugal remained officially neutral during World War II, primarily due to a combination of factors, including its long-standing alliance with Britain, the vulnerability of its colonial empire, and the political consideration of its leader, Antonio de Oliveira Salazar. And it has centuries old alliance with Britain, dating back to 1386, when Salazar valued maintaining this alliance was a key strategic consideration, and Portugal's neutrality was a way to ensure its continued existence. So it was like, we ain't getting in this, because if we get in it, they're gonna want to come mess with us. And they had a lot of economy. Their economy was heavily reliant on trade with both Britain and Germany. And so by remaining neutral, Salazar hoped to avoid a war that could destabilize his government and lead to a communist revolution. And they had colonized places in Africa, and they knew if they got into it, they're going to want to, mess with their colonized places like in Africa, and they might take it away. But, and it says that despite its official neutrality, Portugal secretly cooperated with the Allies, allowing the United States to use a secret military base at Santa Maria Airport in the Azores. Yeah. So, as we have learned, nothing is as what it seems to be. Just like uh, just like you may ask, what is the point of this American administration wanting to delete pictures of people from the past that was in the military? What is the main purpose? Why are they taking the time out to do that? Not only taking the time out, but also using resources to do that. You know how much time it took to get those pictures on there? Now they think that they just zap their fingers and it's just gone away. And which they did say that some of the pictures are gone. Even the famous airplane Enola Gay, because it has the name Gay in it. But why is they really doing that? You can't delete it from people's minds. People got pictures. It's out there. But see what they're doing is they are setting up, they're trying to set up a regime that mimics Germany and Russia and all the, they're trying to make it white again. They are living out a fantasy. They are living a dream. And all we could do is just sit back and watch. We're not really. We shouldn't be too concerned about that. What we need to really be concerned about is taking care of our people, our family, and raising up warriors of change. Because these people, they'll be gone and their legacy of pain and hate will still linger, but they'll be gone. And we're going to have to raise up people to counterattack their legacy that they are going to leave, because they are going to have instructions for people to continue this reign of terror. And just like what they're doing over there in Russia, trying to take back something they lost hundreds, 50, 60, 70, 80 years ago. They want it back. They're going to come and talk about, oh, we want it back. No. Hell no. No, we don't play those stupid games. And see, that's the same way they're going to do over here. No, you can't have it back. So we're going to have to just stay diligent, keep our eye on the prize. And like I said before, in order, because we have too many people, too many of us just sitting back, watching it burn. And not being prepared to understand what's going to come out of those ashes. Because it can get worse. And it's going to get worse before it gets better. But we have to be prepared to do the better. Now, this is something that I thought was pretty interesting. He's basically saying his lavish weekend vacations, golfing trips, Super Bowl appearance, and a Daytona 500 joyride on the racetrack are more important than the cancer research funding he cut or the veteran crisis hotline staff that he fired. He is wasting millions of your tax dollars so he can have fun. So he can have fun. Open your eyes. The king of corruption is stealing your money. Come on. And this right here, they wanted lower prices. They wanted better health care. But what are they getting? Sitting back seeing a criminal commit more crimes and have more fun than they would ever have. They didn't want a decent person. They didn't want somebody that had worked all their life. They wanted somebody that made them feel some kind of way. I don't know. He made that stunt, went and worked at McDonald's. He wasn't working at McDonald's. He was just pretending he was working at McDonald's. And that's what they want. They didn't want nobody real that's going to do real stuff for people. They wanted somebody that was going to do stuff for them. And what they got? Oh my God. What did they get? Okay. So oh boy, he having a good time. Good time. Him and his family went to the Super Bowl. Didn't even stay through the whole game and couldn't tell you what was going on. Went to the 500 Daytona. For what? Haven't even been in office 6 months. And he didn't, I don't know how it costs so much to go on a trip. That's expensive. They talking about millions of dollars just to take a trip to the Super Bowl. But so um yeah, it's amazing. I just want to share uh mm,